Pamphlet architecture efficiently describes itself as a vehicle to criticize, question, and exchange views. The zine acts as a collection of experimental manifestos about the built environment, containing work from some of the foremost architects of the 20th and 21st centuries. Notable architects like Lebbeus Woods, Zaha Hadid, and Michael Sorkin have published issues in the series. From a publication perspective, it's structurally interesting because control is given to a new architect each edition. There is no narrative requirement or need for continuity between volumes, so people are free to write about whatever they deem relevant. A narrative only emerges in retrospect as the way we think about architecture changes. Hall described the publication as one with an independence and intensity of spirit. Each pamphlet presented a polemic argument, a unified collection of concepts, or a clear point of view. Individual authors were given the freedom to approach the concept in whatever way they saw fit, so long as it could be printed on an 8.5 by 7-inch sheet of paper. Pamphlet architecture does not set out to become a textbook or magazine in any traditional sense. As stated by Hall, the series' maverick of hope was to project individual points of view in raw and rough-edged spontaneity. To that end, pamphlet architecture is deeply personal and allows one to enter into a conversation with architecture, philosophy, and art as a whole in a way that impartial historical writing can't. One such example is Elizabeth Martin's foreword, titled Architecture as a Translation of Music, in Volume 16. It begins with a story about a high school paper she wrote on sea monkeys, and how her teacher's reaction to it changed the way she saw the world around her. The zine is not interested in hard facts. It approaches art and architecture subjectively, as we all do when walking through a building or museum. It won't take you long to find pamphlet architecture when looking for recommended readings about architecture. In academic circles, it's hugely influential, but the publication came from humble beginnings. The zine was founded in 1977 by Stephen Hall and William Stout. Despite Hall's prominence, the experimental nature of the publication meant profitability wasn't guaranteed. Hall described its inception as spontaneously and obscurely, an enthusiastic uttering without a defined audience. Early issues were written by typewriter and were graphically minimal by necessity. Despite the publication's relevance today, the story of pamphlet architecture was, and in many ways still is, an underdog story. Unlike textbooks and traditional magazines, the goal of the publication was not to generate money so much as it was to hopefully break even. This disinterest in profitability and prioritization of creative vision manifested itself from the very first issue. Its black cover adorned with nearly illegible black text, its form as challenging to the reader as the contents of its articles. This approach and allowance for artistic freedom garnered a dedicated following, including the founder of the Princeton Architectural Press, Kevin Lippert, who described the zine as the only one of its kind. Recognizing the zine's significance, Lippert would help bring the publication to a significantly larger audience, managing the logistics of printing and distribution in 1985. Over the years, pamphlet architecture has grown, achieving non-profit status and transitioning to a format where articles are selected through competition. Its operation has scaled up, a far cry from the days when volunteers would distribute zines to local bookstores. Despite the changes, the zine's central ethos of personal critique remains unchanged and shows no signs of slowing down.